All right, here we are at Alberta Beatdown 2, and we are finally at the grand finals. It's 12:47 a.m. in the morning of Saturday right now, and we are pleased to bring you xSixMkengyn, and he's going to be going up against RevSaroVati here. Game 1 is going to be on Shattered Temple, and SaroVati coming from the losers bracket. Since it's so late in the evening, what we have decided to do rather than do two best-of-5s is we're actually just going to do a single best-of-5 and give Mkengyn a one-game lead. So that means Mkengyn only has to win 2 more games, and SaroVati's going to have to win 3. So still giving the player in the winner's bracket a huge advantage, and it's definitely going to change the psychology of the games a lot. And I'm definitely looking forward to how if that's going to change anything whatsoever or not. Because it's something you don't see happen too often. Most of the time, you just default to the two best-of-5s and just try and play it out. But if we were to play out 2 best-of-5s, we could be here until 4 in the morning, and people have jobs. So.
Well, yeah. Well, the important thing to note is that we've seen MK play long macro games. We've seen him end it quickly. We've seen him do every kind of tech path there is that Zerg can do. So really, it's going to be up to him to dictate the path and how SaroVati is going to respond to it. And we're really not going to know until we see speed coming up for the Zerg, and we're going to be looking at a typical probably 1-gate expansion for the Protoss.
Yeah, both of these players were talking to each other. SaroVati talking to a little bit of people, including myself, to get a little bit of information about Mkengyn. And basically what we've seen, what I've personally seen out of Mkengyn, as I've commentated quite a few of his games, is that he is somebody who makes Roach Infestor in PvZ or ZVP. That's just what he does. It works really, really well. The majority of the CVPs I see him play, he wins. So SaroVati's going to go into this game knowing that just based on what people have told him, what he's actually heard from Mkengyn himself. And this is of course not the first time they've played each other, as they met earlier in the tournament as Mkengyn was the one to send SaroVati into the losers bracket.
Just to interrupt you really quick, it looks like SaroVati's cutting probes at 19, yeah. So I think we're going to be seeing nice a 4-gate. Oh, never mind, there's another probe I was going to say.
He just got pylon block there. A little bit of pressure on him right now.
Yeah, so we see some Zerglings coming down. Even though there is no pylon to block, we do see SaroVati trying to block the expansion a little bit, but that scouting probe is going to go down. Now, the important thing to note in ZVP is that after you see the Zerg getting gas, so you see speed coming up, and then the expansion, it's really important to scout again to see if he's still getting gas, so you can tell if he's going to tech really quick, if he's going to roach bust you. There's a lot of things that can tell just if you see the gas or not. Especially when we have this Overlord coming down here, it's really easy to get 5 or 6 roaches, come down, attack the Cybernetics core, the gateway, the pylon, and what have you. But we do see the Twilight Council coming down for the Protoss with 1 gate, so we're probably going to be seeing a typical DT expand from Protoss.
Yeah, still a lot of things that could be going on right now. And Mkengyn's got 3 Zerglings hanging out here in the natural expansion, just waiting to see if any sentries move out, if there's a probe trying to get out, anything like that. He's setting up these Overlords in a position where that he can sack them in the event that he wants to get some more scouting information. Sure, he's got some timing set up for that. They have the high ground back here to fly that in there, as SaroVati will need air units to actually spot that. He's got another Overlord coming around in the back, so just all around, very well-rounded play so far. Natural expansion hatchery's just about to complete, and he's throwing down an evolution chamber. Just this is something that we see him do pretty much every single game. He starts that level 1 weapons. He has the ability to throw down spore crawlers in the event that Stargate play is a legitimate threat to him.
Yeah, so 2 big things have happened so far. He threw away that first Stalker, which again he showed, which basically says, I'm not 3-gate expanding. And he scouted the DT Shrine with the Overlord, and he killed that first Stalker too. And that's just putting him farther and farther behind. And against a player of MK's caliber, you can't give away an advantage like that. We already see a Spore Crawler and a Spine Crawler going down. And we'll probably see another Spore Crawler, again, right there in the main. These DTs are going to get reflected, and it's going to be Nest T versus Inca all over again.
Yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle for SaroVati already. He's invested a lot of money, a lot of resources into a tech path that's already been shut down, and he's not even aware of it. And Mkengyn is just gearing up to basically do whatever he wants. He will have to play around the DTs throughout this game, as DTs are a unit that can steal a game out of your hands very, very quickly. And he's actually going to reveal this Overlord because he wants to get a little bit more scouting information, see how many gateways he wants to go, or how many gateways he's going to be going up against. I'm not sure I agree with that decision. He could have kept it there and made it not clear that he's aware that he's actually seen the Dark Shrine.
Yeah, I agree.
And,
I think that was a big mistake.
Forced SaroVati into a false sense of security.
Even though he knows the DTs are out and he's going to deflect them, the DTs are still going to play a pivotal role. They're going to give him map control. He's going to make his expansion pretty safe for the most part. But now what SaroVati almost has to do, since that's been like revealed, he has to turtle. He can't really put a lot of pressure on because he just speeds out. And now he's got Lair. He's got all the tech needed and all the defense needed to shut down the tech path he's went. So what we're going to see now is SaroVati's going to get his expansion up, and we're probably going to see a typical 6 or 7 gate Blink Stalker all in because he is so far behind right now. And here come a bunch of Zerglings coming down, and they're just going to poke in the front, force the force field, and maybe put a little bit of pressure on this Nexus, but once these Stalkers warp in, they're just going to be going home. And an untypical miss rally of the drones from xMkengyn. Not really sure what that's about.
It might have been just a quick misclick. Because again, these players are getting pretty tired here, which is again one of the reasons why this is technically game 2 of the best of 5, because everybody agreed to just give xMkengyn a game 1 advantage from that winner's bracket. So with the natural expansion now up for SaroVati, he's decided to move out, maybe take control of the Zelnaga tower, which he's already done, and just try and do a little bit of damage to xMkengyn. But at the moment, xMkengyn with a 10 supply lead, and that's just going to continue to grow, is going to start getting those Roach upgrades, spreading his creep.
Oh, that's really
nice job to snipe that Overseer.
So now we're seeing +1 air weapon or range weapons coming up for Zerg, as well as the Roach speed. And we're seeing a lot of units being produced. We're also seeing Burrow, 3 Roaches, 6 Zerglings, and another 4th gas for Zerg. So we're probably going to be seeing another tech. It's probably Spire and Fester or another Evolution Chamber, because he's got to be spending that gas. He's not getting it just for the sake of getting it. So we're seeing a bunch of Blink Stalkers, but this is dangerous. He's going on the creep on the speedlings, and he's lucky that Blink gets away. But here come the Zerglings spin this around, and the Roaches are going to come and put the hurt on.
There's no Overseer nearby. If he had a Dark Templar here, he might be able to do a pretty sizable amount of damage to this army.
Yeah. Roach speed's about to finish, so they'll be able to match the speed of the Stalkers.
He's going to have to blink back up into his base here.
We see the DT over here working on the back rocks. Going to try to put some pressure on, but we don't see xMkengyn having any idea to where he wants to take his 3rd. Here we go, starts to break down the gold. That's pretty cool. Usually you do see the back rocks taken, it's pretty safe, and then you break down the rocks with the Dark Templar is breaking down, expand on the far left at the 9 o'clock position, and then at the 7 o'clock position, and then you take the gold. But he's just taking right to the gold, and that's going to give him a really big economy boost. I just want to see another hatchery putting down, so he can really spend that money.
And now he's got Tunneling Claws on the way. Level 2 weapons has been started. Supply counts 101 for xMkengyn, only 74 for SaroVati. We can see that macro of xMkengyn really start to kick into overdrive. He's making his way across the map right now. We take a quick look at the unit counts. We see that there are 18 Roaches on the field, 13 Stalkers in a single sentry. And he has the opportunity to do a pretty decent amount of damage.
But with Blink, he can lose these Roaches, and that's really bad. But we do have the Robo coming up, so he doesn't have the Observer, so he really can't do anything with these Roaches right now. And Birchboro is about to finish 72 out of 110, and then he can actually put a lot of pressure on them because he can't see them.
Yeah, these Roaches, he's trying to get in there, do as much damage as he can. xMkengyn might want to try to do a little bit of pseudo-blink micro, burring the weak Roaches before they go down. But Tunneling Claws is just about to finish. Unfortunately, with Tunneling Claws, you can actually see the units move. If he tries to move them, we'll see them here as we look at SaroVati's camera.
He did a really smart move. I don't know if you caught it or not. He did put another pylon next to his gateway so the Roaches can't burrow into his main. That's just a really subtle thing that a lot of players don't do, and I'm really impressed that he actually did it. You see the DT's broken down all the rocks to go down.
Nice blink.
And he might be able to actually catch some drones here. I don't know if that Spore Collar is going to be able to save all of those drones, so we'll see how many kills this DT gets as Protoss finally pushes Zerg back as the gold base finally finishes. But he's going to lose his DT to the Spine Crawler.
He went a little bit too close.
He keeps
there.
it alive.
Oh,
and he's
4
gonna
hit
get
points.
A kill. He's going to snipe 3 drones, 4 drones.
And he's going to have to be very, very careful.
drones.
As soon as he gets into the radius of that detection, then that DT is going to go down. SaroVati right now pushing forward, trying to do a little bit of damage here. He's got a pretty sizable amount of Stalkers. Good blink micro right now. But there's just too many Roaches. He's going to fall back once again. And that Dark Templar looking like it's gotten taken down. xMkengyn trying to press his advantage. He's got the creep here, and he's got the unit advantage. He's going to do as much damage as he possibly can. Fall back and regenerate those Roaches, and make sure that if SaroVati is going to keep the pressure on, he's going to pay the price.
Yeah, it's important to note, though, that Zerg is 2-0 in weapon upgrades, and getting +1 while Protoss has not even a forge right now. He still doesn't have no inclination of taking a third, while MK still has that gold base up, even though there's no drones at it just yet. But we do see a lot of roaches in production, and we do see MK's trademark infestors on the way, and he's just really, really hard to stop when he gets those infestors rolling.
And now he's going to be going into the back door with these roaches. XSaroVati with pretty much no choice but to go into a defensive position here. Gold expansion is now up and running for MKN. She's got 8 drones on the way. And infestors on the way as well. Queen on her way over to the gold expansion is going to throw down a quick creep tumor there. And these rocks are just going to be just about to go down. And that's going to give MKN the opportunity to attack not only in the front, but in the back of the natural expansion. And it's something that we've seen him do multiple times before. I'm definitely looking to see if he's going to be doing that again this time or not. 2 Dark Templar making their way across the map right now. And they're going to go completely unscouted here. The natural expansion, or the gold expansion, I should say, is completely undefended at this point.
Yep, and he's looking around for another base, but there is nothing. Another thing that's important to note is that he's burrowed Zerglings everywhere. Well, not everywhere. But he's stopping this expansion, so he's going to have to delay that when he eventually wants to take it. But we see an Overseer coming up, and that Dark Templar got 3 kills, 4 kills.
Oh, he misses the fungal.
That's
Huge
important.
waste.
And he's going to snipe that DT after he gets 4 kills, so not the worst. It delayed some mining time. But we're surviving when he's going to take a third. He's really, really far behind right now. 58 to 47 workers, and MK is sitting on the gold right now.
Yeah, he did manage to buy himself a little bit of time. Dark Templar running around the natural expansion right now. He's got four kills himself as well. Doing a little bit of damage, but more importantly, keeping MKN off of his asses, giving him the opportunity to tech up a little bit. He's getting some Immortals out. He's getting some High Templar. I expect to see Storm getting started relatively quickly unless he just goes for Archons, which is definitely not out of the question, although Archons are units that scale very, very well with upgrades, and that's something that I think XSaroVati really, really needs to be adding.
I think what's really going to be important, though, is he is going to have really clutch feedbacks on his High Templar, or the roaches are just going to come in after the fungal, and they're just going to tear him apart. We see a 4th
base. Army's out of position.
We see a 3rd base coming up for XSaroVati, but here he goes. He's fighting through a choke, and nice feedback, and a nice blink, but he gets fungled. And the Stalkers are just getting eaten alive. Here come a bunch of infested Terrans, but there's no upgrades for the Protoss. They're 2-1 roaches and the Blink Stalkers, but the Immortals are doing a lot of damage. But really, the roaches are just too much. And I think we're going to be seeing MK take 2-0 as a bunch of roaches come in from the rally. And that's going to seal it for MK as these 19 more roaches.
Yeah, 120 supply to 46 now for XSaroVati. There's just not enough stuff.
A couple DTs being worked in, but it gets sniped with the pylon. The telltale of this game, XSaroVati ignoring forges. He's not getting the upgrades. He had a couple cannons there. The DTs would not be doing as much damage, or the roaches, excuse me. But really, it all came down to MK having upgrades and not hiding the DT tech as much as he could have, assuming that, hey, there's going to be an overload scouting. This isn't a bronze player. He's going to be scouting. He's going to find my tech out. And it got deflected too easily.
Yeah, and now MKN moving in to seal the deal here. 155 supply to 49, or 41, I should say. Natural expansion completely undefended. There's the GG. MKN is going to go up 2-0 in the grand finals here at Alberta Beatdown 2.